Hey, it's Dave Blundin here at the Davos conference, and I have Hans Vestberg, who's the chairman and CEO of Verizon.
That's correct.
One of the 20 biggest companies in the world.
Correct.
Absolutely fantastic. So there's a lot of change in the internet backbone and communications backbone, and I hear you have a new partnership with Amazon?
Yes, we launched the 5G mobile edge compute in the latter part of 2019 with Amazon. What we're doing is actually we are virtualizing our 5G network, so with all the capabilities of enormous throughput, speed and latency, and we bring that together with a cloud application on Amazon that can be hybrid, moving up and down, and then we offer that for the developers. So suddenly we have thousands of developers that can actually develop applications on 5G. The first hub of the mobile edge compute is in Chicago. It's going to come more from here, but it's a very different way of working. We are suddenly, Amazon cannot do it by themselves and Verizon nor. We need to collaborate in order to get all the capabilities out from 5G and from the cloud. That is the 5G mobile edge compute that we now have built with Amazon, and that's the first in the world. We're very excited for it, but more important, we're excited for the developers that can develop applications for enterprises, consumers, and society at large with low latency, enormous throughput at the edge of the 5G network.
Mm-hmm. So we've all played with virtual reality.
Yes.
You've done it a few times, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And first time I did it, I had this huge wire hanging out of the back of my head, and there's a guy called a wrangler that follows you around so you don't trip and kill yourself. So we all know this is coming soon. So 5G apparently is going to enable us to have that kind of bandwidth just in the air.
Yeah, and that was the whole idea when the design principle of 5G was done, that we wanted to take away all the cables. Because today, as you said, if you have a VR or AR experience, you need basically a fiber straight into the headset. Yeah. You want to take that away. You want to take the compute and storage into the network, reduce the headset, but not only that, being able to have so low latency, so you actually are living in the reality. And that you can have with 5G. We are designing our 5G network down to 10 milliseconds of latency, which of course compared to a 4G network is 70 to 80 milliseconds. So it's an enormous difference. And ultimately, you want to have that experience because it's of course use cases for gaming, but it's also use cases for education, for going into very complicated areas where you need a lot of information in order to take the right decision in an industrial environment, etc. So there are many of use cases, and we see a lot of traction on it right now.
So this is going to change a lot of things, because right now when I'm walking around Davos, and I've got my Verizon.
You have a Verizon phone,
so
I'm
absolutely
very happy with that.
So I tend to record things, send them to my wife, send them to the kids.
Yeah.
In the 5G world, that can be, because of the low latency, just on all the time in real time. So what's that going to be like?
It's a very different, depending a little bit how you build the 5G. We are building, the main principle of our 5G build is on millimeter wave, which means that it's basically so enormous throughput, so you can actually be online real time all the time. And what we have said, in public locations like stadiums, urban areas, we believe actually that the 5G ultra wideband will actually take over from the Wi-Fi, because it's going to be seamless experience, and that's exactly what we talk about, and that's what we want to do. It's going to take some years because everybody needs a device that is 5G capable, but that's a vision that we have.
I'm glad you just told me that, because in my presentation I was going to point out that there are 1 billion Wi-Fi networks in the world now.
Yeah.
And 8 billion people using 1 billion Wi-Fi networks. Yeah. Now you're telling me Wi-Fi will go away because 5G will
coexist, but I think that the security level and the performance of the 5G ultra wideband is much better. And then of course the uplink on 5G is basically unlimited on 5G ultra wideband, meaning that if you're a large concert or a sport event, everybody wants to upload. Usually you get congested because 4G on Wi-Fi can't handle it. 5G can do that.
Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the interaction between your company, and we can see in the market map that the big tech companies are enormous now. They're just dominating the economy. So you've got your Facebooks, your Googles, and your Apples.
Yeah.
Then you have your Verizon over here, top 20 company in the world. How are the interactions between those companies going to evolve over the next 5 or 10 years?
I think from our point of view, we're building a network as a service sort of architecture and a strategy. Means that we basically see that ourselves as a platform company, which have a 4G platform, a 5G platform, and we need to interact with all the players in the market. I mean, the last 12 months we have done an exclusive with Disney Plus, for example, where we are not into content, but they have, we think we have a brand, we have a network, and we have distribution, which is top class. And that means we can work with anyone. We did one with Apple Music as well, which was enormously important to us. We did it now with Amazon. So we see ourselves to have assets that the counterparts need, and we can create new type of innovation that we haven't seen before because of the new technologies, because of 5G, etc.
And speaking of the brand, where does the Verizon brand rank in the world? Because I see it everywhere.
I think the Verizon brand is, of course, very strong in the US. We only have consumer business in the US. Outside, we have enterprise business, and of course, Verizon Media Group is Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Sports, and those brands. They are known worldwide. But in general, I think the Verizon consumer brand is very strong in the US. Outside, a little bit less strong, but that's also how we are focusing our brand. But in general, it has grown the last couple of years, and I think we have a good resonance with our customers, because ultimately trust and innovation is our brand values that we want to have for any brand or any consumer we're touching.
All right, one last question for you. So who here at Davos do you most want to meet? Anyone interesting that you've run into or that you want to run into?
It's so early day, I met a lot of exciting people so far, but I have not met the one that I really want to meet yet, because I don't know who it is, but I'm probably going to meet him or her here the next 24 hours.
There's plenty to choose from.
Yes,
so, hey,
thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
you.